Hello, Steve from Dude Hack, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not people still use eHarmony in 2021. Now, eHarmony has been around since the year 2000. We've probably all seen the ads, we've probably all heard about it, but today, 21 years on, is it still relevant? Do people still actually use it? Or is eHarmony something of the yesteryears that we're not going to be seeing too much more going forward? Well, today we're going to answer all of those questions, but just a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, if throughout this video you decide, you know what, I want to go and give eHarmony a try, there is a free trial link down below that you can go in and sign up for. On top of that, if you decide at the end of this video that maybe eHarmony isn't for you, or you're not sure what dating site or app would suit you best, I highly suggest you go ahead and take the free quiz over at dudehack.com, which will tell you exactly which dating app or dating site would be best for your goals and your personality type. But you are here to find out about whether or not people are still using eHarmony. And look, the simple answer is, of course. There are plenty of people still using eHarmony going into 2021. In fact, it is still one of the most popular dating sites out there, and it is still considered the #1 most trusted dating site ever. The fact that in its 20 years of life, eHarmony has matched over 2 million people in finding the love of their life. Guys, I think those stats point to eHarmony not going away anytime soon. Now, in terms of what numbers are on the dating site today, I haven't been able to find too much clear data, but what I have found is in 2017, there was roughly 10 million active users with just under 1 million paid users. Now, this seems to line up with when Dr. Neil Warren was actually taken back on board after having a brief stint off as the CEO of eHarmony. He made some changes in light of apps like Tinder and Bumble starting to dominate the market. You might have a preconceived idea of what eHarmony is all about, but the changes made in 2017 were implemented to attract and stop a dwindling younger audience. Things got a little bit more modern. It came up with some more features. The 450 question quiz became a 150 question quiz instead. Now, these changes worked because it has been reported ever since that the user base of eHarmony has been increasing since then. Now, look, these days when you're weighing up against dating apps like Tinder that every guy and his dog can just jump on there for 2 seconds and try, eHarmony, which is a much more committed, much less flaky dating site, is bound to have just a few less users. But in my opinion, if you added up the committed users, the people that are willing to find a serious relationship, just in my opinion, it's purely anecdotal, there's no clear data on this, but in my opinion, eHarmony would have the most of those people. And that's clear just by the marriage rate. The fact that 4% of marriages in the US today have come from eHarmony, you can rest assured that they're going to be more like-minded people if you're somebody who is looking for something serious. But the big question is, who are these people that are using eHarmony? And look, for a bit more of a deep dive on exactly the user base, as well as pretty much anything you would ever need to know about eHarmony, I have just released my deep dive review on eHarmony for 2021. In that video, I break down every single tiny part of eHarmony and give it a score out of 10. So if you're not sure yet if it is for you, highly suggest you watch that video. But okay, who uses eHarmony? Like I said just before, there is now a little bit larger of a younger audience, which wasn't really the case if we rewound just a few years back. What's clear to me is eHarmony's matchmaking algorithm is one of the most effective, if not the most effective out there. So it's really interesting to see that their marketing has paid off, and all they had to do was get people in the doors. The fact that a massive young audience is now staying on the app tells me it works regardless of what age you're at. Even for 50 or 60 plus, there is a substantial amount of users on eHarmony, with numbers in the other age groups being pretty evenly mixed as well. As you'll see by this graph that does pop up, there's a fairly healthy mix of different users on eHarmony. One of the main things I do notice that age group of 25 between 35 is probably the largest. But looking at this data and knowing that the amount of users is sitting at around about 10 million, you can start to sort of do the math and know that in your age group, especially if you're in that age group of about 25 to 50, that there is a huge portion of people for you. Now, if you break down the gender across the board, what we're looking at on average is a user base that is made up of 47% females and 53% males. Now, I hope that's answered your main question of do people still use eHarmony? But now I want to answer the reasons why. One stat that absolutely blows my mind is users on average at about 70% are going to find their long-term partner, the person they spend the rest of their life with, the person they love, within their first year of using eHarmony. 70%. If you are someone who it is of the utmost importance to you to find somebody long term, 70% on a proven track record dating site, I don't know about you, but those odds are looking pretty good to me. Now, I think the reason that eHarmony does stand head and shoulders above the rest when it comes to finding a long-term partner is for a multitude of reasons, but probably right at the top of that list would be its matching algorithm. eHarmony strictly focuses on finding compatible people and matching you with them. Dr. Neil Warren, who was the original person who started eHarmony, really came up with eHarmony in the first place because when he was working as a couples counselor, he realized that people that are compatible and have personality traits that are compatible is by far the most important thing that is indicative of a long-term successful relationship. Now that's really it today, folks. Do people still use eHarmony? Absolutely. If anything in this video has resonated with you whatsoever, or you're even slightly serious about finding somebody long term, guys, I highly suggest you go ahead and take advantage of the free trial. Complete your personality quiz, go and get a full breakdown of your personality quiz results, which is very interesting, and then start making a little bit of contact, send some smiles, have a look at some profiles, and see if eHarmony is for you. Again, just a reminder, if it's not, you can head over to dudehack.com and complete our free quiz, which will tell you exactly what dating site is for you. The link will be down in the description below. On top of that, if you want just any general advice on anything online dating, whether that's tips, advice, or any information whatsoever, head on over to dudehack.com. You will see many articles there on many different dating sites and apps. On top of that, guys, if you have liked this video at all, I would really appreciate if you did go ahead and press the thumbs up like button. It helps out immensely like you wouldn't believe. On top of that, if you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe. But guys, I will see you on tomorrow's video. I look forward to it. Be well, stay safe, and I'll see you later.